Welcome to all learners and students. In this session of Cost Accounting Introduction, we are going to learn definition of cost, classification of costs, and elements of costs. But before starting these three and discussion in detail, let me start with the topic of very important financial accounting versus cost accounting. In the first session, that is in the previous class, we learned something like financial accounting, cost accounting, and management accounting, especially focused on limitations of financial accounting. Because of those limitations, other two branches of accounting known as cost accounting and management accounting emerged. Now in this session, we are going to highlight on the basis of 10 points the difference between financial accounting and cost accounting. Let us start with first basis, objective. As far as financial accounting concerned, primary objective is to find out the profitability and even the position of assets and liabilities. These two we are going to achieve by preparing profit and loss account and balance sheet. In the case of cost accounting, prompt cost data is of prime importance. With that data, the top level management analyzes and takes necessary decisions for the control of costs and improving the efficiency, including increasing of profits. Second basis is coverage. Financial accounting covers entire 12 months period of accounting. Most of the business houses follows financial year as their accounting period, starting with April 1st and ending with 31st March of next year. During this 12 months period, all the accounting transactions are recorded and prepared financial statements at the end of the year. Very interestingly, cost accounting is also focusing on all the days of the year, but not on the basis of period, but on the basis of transaction related. Transactions of process, transactions of products, transactions of departments. Based on these transaction related records, cost is ascertained, analyzed, and so on. Analysis of costs. In financial accounting, expenditure item-wise analysis is made, like salary, wage, telephone charges, advertisement expenditure. So based on the expenditure, wherever necessary, analysis is made. In the case of cost accounting, the analysis is not made on the basis of expenditure, but the analysis is made on the basis of department wise, element wise, process wise, etc. Like department A to department B, element wise, like material, labor and overhead wise. Process, like process 1 and process 2. So there is a lot of difference between the two branches of accounting as far as analysis of costs. Analysis of profit. In the financial accounting, the owner of the business or the directors of the company analyzes the profit as a whole. Very few cases the profit is analyzed product wise. If a business having more than one product, all the products detailed data will be taken and the profit is analyzed. In the case of cost accounting, the profit is analyzed on the basis of job, process, operations. Means subcomponents of the entire whole process is considered instead of the whole process. You have a number of jobs, a number of processes, a number of operations in the production cycle. This job wise, process wise, operations wise analysis is done, which also helps in improving the efficiency. Material control. Not sure. As far as financial accounting concerned, neither the accountant nor the businessman gives assurance as far as controlling of material concerned, as there is no tool, technique or the proper data available in the financial accounting. There is no assurance of material control in financial accounting. On the other hand, controlling of material is done appropriately in cost accounting by following a systematic procedure for purchase of material, storage of material and issue of material from stores to various departments where operation starts. The sixth basis is labor costs. As we have discussed in the previous class, there is no subclassification of costs in the financial accounting. As there is no subclassification, control of labor cost is also not possible. On the other hand, in cost accounting, the labor costs are controlled with the help of idle time and standard set. Standards are set to labor as far as time usage concerned, as far as goods to be produced in the duration given. These standards related to time and goods to be produced helps in controlling the labor costs. Cost classification. Distinction not made between variable and non-variable items in the financial accounting. In cost accounting, the cost classification is done, and with the help of classified costs, reduction of cost is also possible. Repeatedly, this point is discussed in the previous class and this class, that classification of cost is not happening in the financial accounting, whereas in cost accounting, classification of cost is the primary aspect of the accountant. Stock valuation. Stock is valued either at cost price or at market price, whichever is lower, especially while valuing the closing stock in the financial accounting. In the case of cost accounting, market prices are not considered, ignored. Only stock is valued with the help of cost price. At any cost, market price is not considered. Ninth point, recording. Financial accounting records only actual costs. In the case of cost accounting, actual costs are combined with estimated ones while recording the transactions. Means projected costs are calculated and set as targets, set as standards, and beside the row of standards, actual costs also recorded for better comparison and understanding of the costs incurred. Comparison. In both cases, that is financial accounting and cost accounting branches, comparison is possible because the data sufficiency both in the case of financial accounting and cost accounting. Dear students, now let us start understanding properly the important aspects of costs. Now let us start understanding properly with the help of two definitions available. First definition is Saima London from UK. The definition goes like: the amount of expenditure, actual or notional, incurred on or attributable to a specified thing or activity. The single statement definition of costs given by Saima London gives us understanding of costs, that expenditure, whether incurred or notional, for the purpose of specified activity. I am producing goods, I am processing something, I am doing some work with the help of labor. In all these activities, the amount incurred by me is what costs. Schilling law. He explained the cost as: cost represents the resources that must be sacrificed to attain a particular objective. Means the amount spent on certain things is equal to sacrificed value for the purpose of attainment of that particular object. Means I want to produce the goods. The finished product is my particular objective, for which I am spending on various resources in the form of material, labor, overheads. The amount spent on these resources in the process of attaining the finished product is called cost, according to Schilling law. Dear friends, let us see classification of costs. Understanding properly these 5 types of classifications helps you in doing and applying the cost accounting techniques in the chapters to come. Now, classification is done on the basis of time, activity and volume, function, controllability, and decision making. Let us focus on the first classification, which is on the basis of time. Here there are 2 types of costs: historical costs and predetermined costs. The words gives very clarity on what kind of costs they are. As the heading itself is on the basis of time, historical costs gives the meaning of costs already incurred or recorded. Means initially the costs are incurred, computed and recorded. Second one, predetermined costs. Before the activity, either the process or job or production or some other activity, before doing that activity itself, costs are estimated or costs are standardized. Means for the future activity, the cost is determined in advance, called predetermined costs. On the basis of activity and volume, the costs are classified into 3 categories, which are very important during our entire learning process of cost accounting. Very first one is fixed costs. These costs are unaffected by variations in volume of output. Means either increase or decrease in the volume of output, it is not going to change or not going to affect the fixed costs. The total amount of fixed costs remains same, but per unit of fixed cost varies as there is a change in the volume of output. Example, last month 100 units are produced, and this month the volume of output increased from 100 units to 200 units. No doubt the volume is increased, but the total cost on fixed nature are not changing. Though the total fixed costs are not changing, the volume increased from 100 to 200 units affects per unit fixed cost rate. Variable costs varies directly with the change in the volume of output. If the volume increases, total variable cost increases. If the volume decreases, total variable cost decreases. In other words, variable cost keeps on changing when there is a change in the output, but per unit variable cost remains constant. Though there is an increase and decrease in the volume of output every time, there is no change in the per unit of variable costs. Third category of cost is semi-variable cost. Here the cost change in direction in direct proportion to output, but not in the same proportion. Means number of units output increasing means the semi-variable cost also increases, but not in the same proportion. Let us take the previous example. From 100 units to 200 units increase is there in the output, but means 100% increase is there, but the same 100% increase may not be recorded in the case of semi-variable costs. In other words, another feature of semi-variable cost is, to certain level these costs are fixed. After crossing the certain volume of output, again it keeps on changing as the volume increases or decreases. That is the basic nature of semi-variable cost. On the basis of function, 6 categories of costs are classified, like manufacturing, which is also known as production cost, administrative, which is also known as office costs, selling costs, distribution cost, like all the logistics includes in the distribution costs, research and development costs, and some cases pre-production costs. Classification of costs on the basis of controllability. Here two types of costs are there, controllable and uncontrollable. Controllable costs are those which directly influences by a specified member, like direct labor, direct material. Uncontrollable cannot be influenced by action of specified member, like rent, taxes and salary. On the basis of decision making, costs are classified into about 10 categories. Let us see one after the other. Opportunity costs. It is the value of the benefit sacrificed in favor of choosing a particular alternative. When you have two alternatives or two options for one process or for one job, for one particular production process, you are going to choose only one out of the two. But by sacrificing the other option, you are going to lose some amount comparatively. The amount that you are going to lose is called, or the sacrificed value is called, opportunity costs. Sunk cost. It is a cost which is incurred in the past. It is something like historical cost. The relevance of this cost is very less as far as decision making concerned. Differential costs. When you have more than one alternative to implement a particular process, and the difference between the two process costs is called differential costs. If the opted method cost is more than the other method, the difference between these two costs is called incremental costs, and vice versa case is called decremental costs. Joint costs. When one raw material is used and two or more products are produced, the costs jointly included in these two products is called joint costs. Common costs incurred for more than one product. Imputed costs, neither spent nor recorded in the books of accounts. It is something like imaginated figure or the amount kept aside for the purpose of incurring, but not used, not spent, and not recorded in the books of accounts. Out of pocket costs. It involves current or future expenditure based on managerial decision. Generally, it is considered as the cash paid whenever it is incurred. Means from your pocket you are incurring some expenditure which is called out of pocket costs. On the other hand, sometimes you incur costs but not from your pocket. The best example for understanding this is depreciation. Depreciation is not out of pocket costs. Though the expenditure is shown towards debit side of profit and loss account, no cash is paid from your pocket. Another example is salary. Salary is again shown as expenditure towards debit side of profit and loss account. At the same time, from your pocket it is paid. Marginal cost. Aggregate of variable costs. A detailed discussion and appropriate understanding is required with respect to marginal cost, for which we have a special chapter, and a lot of discussion will take place in the next classes as far as marginal costing concerned. Replacement cost. Cost incurred to replace the asset or material is called replacement cost. Components of total cost, which includes cost of production, selling cost, distribution cost, which is also called as cost of sales. Dear students, these are the important classifications of costs which each one of you have to understand. If you have any questions on the classification of costs, please post them in chat box so that at appropriate time the responses will be given and clarification will be given to the queries posted by you. Now the focus is on elements of costs. In simple terminology, components of costs. The total cost consists of three important components which are also called as three important elements. These three elements are material, labor, expenses. To produce any product, these three important elements of costs are essential. Each element having its own importance, and it is part and parcel of production process. All these costs, that is material cost, labor costs and expenses, are subclassified, regrouped. In each element of cost, two groups are there. Two classifications are there: direct material, indirect material, direct labor, indirect labor, direct expenses, indirect expenses. Now observe very carefully the chart. Direct material, direct labor, direct expenses, from these three elements of cost added, which we call it as prime cost. The direct cost, direct labor, direct expenses are visible or part of Goods produced. We discuss further about the direct and indirect costs for better understanding with examples. Similarly, we have indirect costs in material, labor and expenses. All of them are taken together and known as overheads. Overheads further classified into three parts: production overhead, administrative overhead, selling and distribution overhead. Means indirect expenses incurred in the production process, indirect expenses incurred in the administrative process, indirect expenses incurred in the selling and distribution process. Three indirect nature of costs added together are known as overhead. The same indirect expenses, that is overheads, are classified into three categories in the form of production, administrative, selling and distribution overheads. Elements of costs, in which direct expenses, adding three direct expenses is equal to prime cost. Adding all indirect expenses of three elements are called as overheads. Further, overheads are classified into three parts: factory overhead, office overhead, selling and distribution overhead. Dear students, in this second session of cost accounting introduction topic, we learnt four important things. First one is distinction between financial accounting and cost accounting. We have covered 10 points, in which 9 points are not matching each other, whereas the 10th point there is a similarity between the two branches of accounting. And other three parts that we learned so far in the second session is cost definition, next classification of costs. On the basis of various categories, costs are classified, and finally elements of costs, that is components of cost, is also considered. In the components of costs, three components are there in the form of material, labor and overheads. They are subclassified in the form of direct and indirect nature. All the direct costs of three elements taken together are known as prime cost. All indirect costs part of three elements are known as overheads, and overheads further classified into three parts called as factory overhead, office overhead and selling and distribution overhead. Dear learners, this theory learnt in the session 2 is very much useful to you when you go through the chapter 2 and continuously. Whatever the chapter coming, like chapter 2, 3, 4 and so on, in all the cases the better understanding of this particular session is very much useful to you. In the cost accounting introduction part, to avoid confusion and to get more clarity on some concepts of cost accounting, I am planning session 3. In that session, we are going to learn all fundamentals and some important concepts for better understanding of the subject called cost accounting. If you have any queries on this session or the session which we are planning tomorrow, please post your queries in the inbox so that I will try my level best to clarify on your doubts or clarification required. Thank you, all of you.